On this episode of Talks with Tino, I'm going to talk about politics. You must all be saying, oh no, please don't get into the political mode. Well, there's only 2 months left in the election. So for this issue and all the issues, please follow us on LinkedIn and like and subscribe to our channel. I recently read an article by Tyler Jacobs called Working on Generosity. And he didn't get into political issues, thankfully. He talked about the different generations and how they're feeling right now with a couple months left to go before the election. And to some degree, we all know it can be like the Hatfields and the Coys in terms of how people feel about their political persuasions. And that may or may not roll into the company. I'd love to hear your thoughts at the end of this in terms of, is this something that belongs in a company conversation? Or is this something that you draw the line and say, no, this has to be handled outside of company time? Nevertheless, I can tell you firsthand that I have seen festering in terms of how people feel about politics. And it's not just left to one generation, it's all ages. An interesting point is Jacobs found that the different generations are feeling differently right now around their uneasiness, if you will, around politics and discussing politics and how they personally feel about it. So let me share what Jacob says. Gen Zs, a shocking 59% of Gen Z employees 18 to 27 think politics will disrupt their company culture this year. Millennials, nearly half of millennials, 28 to 42, worry about the disruption politics will bring to the workplace. Gen X, a remarkable 63% of Gen X, 43 to 59, think the election cycle will have no impact on the company culture, with just 8% believing it will be very disruptive. So, as you see, at least by Jacobs, with the study he did, is that's very different for each generation. But the question for all of you, and I'd love to hear your feedback on this, is it something that should be discussed, or do you just allow it to happen in the workplace or outside the workplace? Please give me your thoughts.